I think this is working. Test 1, 2. Alright. So I got these fans in the mail. That was kind of holding up the whole thing. I also moved the camera around. The one behind me wasn't being used very much, so I just moved it overhead so it's better. I did some research, and many people said that these fans from Lee are some of the best looking and pretty decently priced. I've never dealt with one of these daisy chain fans. It's got connectors on the side so you can hook one into the other and not have to have so much wiring. I'll probably change cameras here in just a second. I did a little bit of wiring off camera in the past couple days. Those Thermaltake Tough fans on the top radiator each have their own wire that's about 6 meters long. It's not that long, but you get the point. It's kind of bundled up very tightly in the top of the case to the control box they have for it. I think 4 or 5 zip ties to hold that together. It's manageable, but it's not particularly great. But these fans, it's just one wire and then hook all the fans together, and that's it. So let's see what these are like inside. They've cut one of these already. I was looking at these earlier. These feel very sturdy. They're about $20 a piece. These are the 140s. They don't have a whole lot of flex in them. I think these may be a little thicker than a normal fan. I can grab a normal one just to compare. Let's see. Let's see. Well, these two are tied together, but here's an Arctic P14. Just see the thickness of that. It's about the same. Maybe one of the other ones I was researching was a little thicker, but not these. Sorry. I was using these. These work great. They do make an ARGB version of these, but it's most of the way to the cost of one of these. And while these have good static pressure, they're not going to be going on a radiator, so I don't really need that. And these just look better from everything I read. So that's why I switched to Lee. I guess it matches the manufacturer of the case, but it's not a big deal, I suppose. Let's change views one more time. So, kind of one of the neat things of this case is this panel right here. This is the back of the case. It just has a push button that's like a screw right here. You just push that in, and the whole thing just pops out. In fact, let's see, can I zoom this out a bit? Yeah, okay. In fact, so you can see it's kind of got this open space on the inside. You can actually turn it around if you want to have the fans closer to the other side of the case and put it back in the other way. And that moves everything that way. Or you could put a fan like on this side and then a radiator on the other, but this is just going to be fans. So I'm going to probably put it closer to this side of the case. And one more change. So let me just take all this out. It's got this it's a nice system, but it is proprietary. Zoom in a little bit. This is the connector that goes into the fan. the fan itself. This is the connector for like a fan downstream, and then on the other side you can either plug it in to this connector right here, or these spring-loaded pins will plug into that on the next fan. And let's get a razor blade for that one. Yeah, these fans I've read, the only downside is they're not particularly high static pressure. So use on a radiator's, it's possible, but it's not. It's less than ideal. Is volume okay? You can hear me okay? Music's not too loud, the BGM. Let's see. It's just hooks on the side. Come on, focus. Okay, good. And they just hook into these slots right here. And that's it. Kind of just sits like that. And this is going to be facing the other side of the case, so fans will go on this side. And let me get my reservoir. Actually, I'll do the reservoir in a moment. Refocus this. So the upper fan, let me just make sure I have this right way. The upper fan is going to be just using normal fan screws, like these. They just bite into the plastic. Don't over tighten these, it will strip out immediately. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that secured in. At least partially, anyway. And then the reservoir, that's a little tricky. I need different tools for that. You have to use nuts and bolts for that. These little tiny nuts about like that. I wish there was kind of a better way, but outside of securing it to a radiator, radiators have tapped holes already. If you want to secure it directly to a fan, this is kind of the only way to do it. These are super easy to lose, and they're not very magnetic, whatever they're made of, so it's even more fun. let's see. I think these are all the same length. Yeah, okay. Put one in. I might need the longer bolts. I don't think that sticks out far enough. No, that doesn't. Alright, let me dig through my parts bin. I have slightly longer bolts. Those are 35s instead of 30s. So another ½ centimeter. Yeah, that sticks out a good bit further. I don't know how well you can see that. YouTube video quality not super great. Just like that. And then this whole thing goes on top and balance something like that. And I should have a socket set to fit those little tiny nuts. No, not that. That might work. That's a 5.5 millimeter socket. Oh, looks like there might have been some fluid left in the reservoir. That's okay. Put a little bit of paper towel right there. Not a big deal. And then thread this on. And let's get 2 of these. I don't know if that's a good way to all very small. You turn it and zoom it in. Okay. See, how does that fit? That fit okay? Yeah. Can it go down further? I think I've tightened these a little bit too much. Oh, that is as low as it goes. Okay, well, that's a decision made. Unless I maybe moved the whole thing down, but just look around the side. Yeah, that could get moved down. Yeah, I think I'll go through the trouble to move that down. Wish I'd planned that a little better, but no harm. So this needs to come out. And the other one needs to come out too. Oop, don't do that. And then these up top need to come out. Just zoom out a bit and see if we can just move that down. There we go, just like that. That barely works. All the holes still line up. And the last one. I'm not too worried about the gap at the top. This panel you can put two 140s or three 160s, but there's a radiator on the top of the case that is obstructing the view of a good portion or all of this up here, so it's, from an aesthetic perspective, it's not going to matter. I'm actually going to go ahead and start tightening these. Let me get my Allen keys. Goodness, my toolbox drawer is fighting me. I think these might be the correct size. Yeah, that works. Okay. So the way this works, there's a, I don't know what size Allen this is, but when you buy these actually came from the radiator, these bolts. I used different ones for the radiator in the case. They gave you the correct key. I just dug through my drawer and found one. Get your socket. This is 5.5 millimeter to hold the nut on one side, and then just tighten it on the other. Okay, that should be all of this secured. None of this feels particularly loose. If I didn't say it earlier, this is the Aquacomputer Aqualis D5. I think it's a 140 milliliter or something like that. 100, 150, something like that. This is glass. You can probably hear that. When possible, I recommend glass over acrylic. It just seems to last longer. It stays perfectly clear. Like, this is like probably a year old, and it's perfectly clear. It doesn't get scratched very easily. It doesn't stain, and yeah, they're not terribly more expensive than the acrylic or the plastic ones, but there are fewer to choose from. Aquacomputer makes some. These are, I think, like $80, and plus you're going to pay probably another $25 or $30 for the stainless steel bracket to put it on a fan. I have one in a different machine made by XSPC. Those are considerably more expensive. I think EK may have had one. I don't know if Watercool's built any. And then on the bottom here, I've got AlphaCool's version of the D5. Technically, this is not a D5 pump. It's their own thing, but supposedly it performs better. It wasn't more expensive, so I said I'll give it a try, and so it hasn't caused any trouble. It is sleeved pretty nicely. The wiring on the inside is not black. It is the multicolored wiring. You can kind of see it through. Well, I don't have autofocus on. You can kind of see it through there. It's got red, and you got that. So power is gotten from Molex, and then your tachometer and PWM signal are through the 4-pin, which might be a little interesting to wire up because these are pretty close to each other. They just put heat shrink from here to the joint for the nylon sleeving for both of these. Maybe someday I'll re-sleeve this in purple, but most of it's not going to be visible anyway because it is the bottom of the pump. So let's change cameras. Yeah, it's managing the wiring's not awful in this case. There is plenty of space, but it still was pretty challenging when I was doing it the other day. I didn't do any of the 24-pin sleeving on stream. I did it all off stream. I actually started watching One Piece finally and got through a whole bunch of episodes with that. But a lot of the connections for the motherboard actually split into 2 wires, as you can see here. There's like 5 of these. There's one thin wire and one thicker one. The thicker one's actually used for power, and then the thinner one, I believe, is used for current sensing by the power supply itself. It's really frustrating to sleeve, and one of these actually bridges between the 2 different connectors. The main 24-pin harness actually bridges out into 2 connectors, but one of the wires from the motherboard side at the other end has one wire into one connector and one to the other, so you can't fully separate them apart. It was doable, but I got through like 20-something episodes of One Piece doing it, so it definitely took a long time. So I'm going to snake the power for the pump through the little hole right here. And then let's see if we can get this in view. Mostly in view. Sorry, this desk is only a certain size, and yeah. This whole thing just slots in. And be careful with the wiring. And it just goes in like that. And if I grab the camera, you could see the radiator in there obscures most of it. So from an aesthetic standpoint, it's actually not too bad. Let's see. I will worry about the wiring on the back of the case in a moment. Let me turn this around. Tubing. Okay. And we're back. Okay. So you can see it on the front. And now we need to hook this into that. That's the drain, or the return, for the already cooled water through the radiator. Can I focus? There we go. Okay. I'm actually going to probably take the front of the case off. It's just one screw. If you have one of these, it's that screw right there, right in the middle of the screen. And then the whole front just pops right off. If you lose one of these, this is, I believe, an 8-32 chamfered screw. This is the size of the screw they use for the to secure the side panels, I guess, for shipping and stuff, so they don't fall out. Be very careful with these. Although this finish is very nice, I do have some of it chipped on the side panel. So although it feels very nice sticker, it looks like it's pretty easy to have it fall off from abrasion, so just be careful if you have one of these. Let's see. I might actually exchange this fitting for a 45. Let's see. Pull that off. And I'm going to get my tubing. Let's see. Sorry, pardon the basement wall. That probably needs to be a 90, doesn't it? Yeah, I think we'll swap that out. We'll put the 90 or the 45 back down here. And the 90 up here. Okay. So I don't have a good way to, there you go. Let me get the turning tool for that. Okay, that is bottomed out. It cannot go any tighter. So that needs to go to that fitting right there. I don't think a 45 would serve a whole lot of benefit there. I don't know, maybe. Borrow the one down here. Let's see if that would help. Would a 45 actually help? I mean, yeah, it definitely would. Okay, we'll put a 45 there. I think I'm going to take the fan off. Might be these Thermaltake fans that were thicker. I can't remember. Something in my research indicated that there was some popular fan that was like 5 millimeters thicker or something. I don't remember. Okay, and we'll just let that dangle. Make this a whole lot easier. Okay. And where's my pipe cutter? That should be good. All right. Okay, I didn't even need the tool for that one. And it's got a plug in the end. Right there, so it doesn't leak out the other side. And I'll probably put the does fan at least fit? Yeah, fan fits, okay. I might just leave that dangling out. Let's figure out the last piece. Okay, I need another 45 for this. You look at my box of stuff. I believe I have one more. I believe that should be one more. Okay. Yep, another 45. And then the plug, I did pull a 90 out. Where did it go? Maybe that's what's on top. In which case I need another plug. Let me dig around, see if we can find one. Another one. some of this away so I don't lose it. Okay. I think that should be pretty reasonable what's going to happen there. All right. That can go in the garbage. Ah, that's what I forgot to do off camera. These are the thermal sensors. I didn't tie those up yet. I'll have to do that. Should probably figure out how these cables are being routed. Probably like that. They'll go around the tube, like that. The tube can just sneak underneath that. Yeah, that'll be okay. And tube cutter. Like that. Yep, that works. Okay, bottomed out. Well, ignoring the fan, I think that I'll hold the fan out the way. Just pretend the fan's not there. I think that looks pretty good. There's how that one's routed for the CPU. So in case anyone's wondering, it's single loop. Comes out of the reservoir, goes into the GPU, out of the GPU into the CPU, radiator, return back to the reservoir. I guess I could put the fan back. Let's go ahead and do that. Conveniently, Thermaltake actually included screws that work well with this radiator right in the box. Oh, not that one, this one. So I can actually use a normal screwdriver instead of Allen keys. I guess Allen may look better from an aesthetic perspective, but I definitely don't like it from an assembly perspective. All right. This one in the back's a little tricky. And now we're gonna double check. Everything's good and tight. There's a cap there. Cap's installed. Tight, tight. It's not going anywhere. That's installed. I can't easily show up, but there's a cap underneath here, so it's blocked. Cap there. Tight. Tight. That has a cap. Tight. That one's tight. Cap's installed. Tight. Tight. And I'm gonna have to take the plug off of there because that's how it's gonna get filled. See if I can do that. There you go. And today I'm using something called Mod Water. I've never used this before. It's from a local shop here called modmymods.com. It's about $10 I think this is a liter. Yeah, it says liter in the corner. I've never used it before. What I used, let me go get it, before is this. This is what I recommend if they have the right color for what you're looking for. Dr. Voigt's DP Ultra, Double Protect Ultra. This stuff's been around apparently for like well over a decade. And I think the conventional logic for most liquid cooling for computers is that you should replace the coolant every 6 to 12 months. There are threads on Reddit of people that have run DP Ultra for like half a decade with never changing it and never had trouble. And I tried finding anyone that had any trouble with it ever, and I couldn't find anything. It's imported from Germany, at least the United States. Little difficult to find. It comes in several different colors, but purple unfortunately is not one of them. So I'm going to try this. And this is UV, which DP Ultra is not. So I have, I don't know if I'm ever going to install it in the computer, but I have a UV lamp that we can maybe see what that looks like for the first time. I've never tried it. And it's got this interesting spout on there. It comes normally like this, with just a cap on there. And I have a handy filling bottle that I normally use that came with this spout, but conveniently the threads on this cap that the spout goes into are the same threads as the container, so I don't have to take this, put it in the bottle, and then feed it out. I could just get it directly out of the container. So let's set that up. Take some of this off the table. Put that there. So we're gonna put this down here. Not that anything would get hurt from it leaking if it did, but it's just a good visual indication of if it's leaking or not. You'll see purple on the paper towel. And we'll get another one. And this one's going to go under the CPU block. And that's most of what I'm concerned with. If it leaks from the bottom of the GPU, it's going to go on the table, which I don't really care about. If it leaks from here, it's going to go nowhere. And the one back there is just going to go straight on the paper towel. So this is all I need, just in case it leaks, or something got missed, or an O-ring or something. I can just fix it without you know, having to do liquid damage repair. So that's open. I'll go ahead and put some coolant in there. Move the camera so let's get a better view. Maybe like that. There you go. You just squeeze, and there's a straw. This spout goes all the way to the bottom of the bottle. And I'm just going to fill this reservoir all the way up to the top. Assuming I don't see any leaks. Don't. A really dark color. And that's good enough for the moment. I'm going to pull that out. I can't tell if that's leaking or not. I don't know if I spilled that. Oh yeah, it's leaking out there. Okay, so this needs to go a little tighter. Which is going to make filling it interesting because now the hole is on the back. Wipe that off. Jiggling that around doesn't produce any more leaks. I don't like the way it seals is the only thing I really don't like about this system. So the way it seals down here, it's just an O-ring kind of in like a little channel, and then there's an O-ring and a little channel at the top. Okay. We're gonna jiggle that around. That's just some residual down there. I don't know if you could see that. Jiggle it around gently. Yeah, okay. It's not leaking anymore. And nothing down here. Well, I reused the paper towel. I guess we can grab a different one. Oh no, there's a little bit of orange coolant left. Oh well, there used to be orange coolant in some of these pieces. I wanted to do purple this time to fit the theme. And now I'm going to grab a small power supply. Just the little rinky-dink thing. Just a little, I think this is like TFX or something. This standard's really not used much anymore, but it has Molex on here. Yeah, Molex. So that'll be good enough to get the pump to kick on. Does this one have a switch? No, I want one with a switch. Let me grab one with a switch on the back. Make that a little easier. How about this thing? It's a gold Rosewell. Nothing too fancy, but enough to kick the pump on. And if you're doing this at home, to turn on a power supply, without plugging it into a computer, you take your main 24-pin harness and you can actually find your green right there, and you pull that green wire low by bridging it to one of the black wires, and that will turn the power supply on. Or EVGA includes these in the box, just a pre-made jumper that you could just put on the end of the this will turn it on automatically. Move this around a little bit. grab the Molex and the power for the pump. I think that's it. With a lot of difficulty. All right, there we go. There's the Molex. Plug the Molex in. Without a PWM signal, I believe this will run full speed. And we get to find out together if this thing's going to leak or not. All right, power cord. I believe I have one plugged in here, maybe. I don't know if I have a loose one laying around. Yes, I do. Here we go. I've got a white cord. Guess in the chat if you know what this may be from. Some bonus points if you do. Turn the little switch off on the power supply. Oh, that thing moves quick. And we'll turn it back off. And I don't see any leaks. Nothing too crazy. I'll put some more in there. And I'm actually going to turn it on. Keep squeezing. Nope, can't squeeze fast enough. Off. On. Hey, we've got complete float. Nice. You can see how aggressively that is pumping right there. Oh, something is leaking. Well, that's unfortunate. I can't tell what the issue is. No, yep, that is definitely leaking. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, turn that off. I actually need to turn it on because it is siphoning back into the reservoir, which I don't need it puking coolant out that. So we'll turn it back on. Put the plug in. And then I guess I'm going to be changing a fitting, because that is leaking out of the top. Or changing an O-ring or something. Something's not right up there. Alright. Off. I'm going to go get a bowl to drain that. Give me just a moment. I have a bowl. Stick that right there. probably just gonna do it this way. Let that drain. Yeah, you can hear. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, sorry. Let me know if it continues with the voice trouble. Oh no, my voice is cutting out. Look at that. My battery run out. Let me change batteries. One moment. Alright, better now maybe? Changed batteries. But yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. It is sucking air in through the leak. Yeah, that's definitely getting picked up. Alright, I'm going to let some air in so this will drain a little bit quicker through here. Going to try. Oh, sorry. All right. Now then, I'm going to put that fitting back on and pull the fluid out. Dry that off. This is a nice color, though. Let's see. Oh, let's see. I've got the UV light. It's probably going to look like every other UV fluid. Yeah, it does. Oh, come on. Down, down, down. There you go. I don't know. That looks pretty good with UV. Maybe I will put some UV in the computer at some point. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Alright. Let's take that pesky fitting out of there. Oof, that's gonna be fun. I think I'm gonna take the fan out to get to that. I don't think there's a good way to deal with that. The back one's gonna be tricky. My voice okay? It's not cutting out anymore? If it is, just let me know again. It smells interesting, this coolant. I will say, my roommate actually has green DP Ultra, and that stuff smells a lot different than the orange DP Ultra. So I don't know. Yeah, coolant smells kind of a interesting subject, I suppose. Okay, pull that down. Yep, that gives me access to that. Let's see if I can undo this and figure out what's wrong. Why is it leaking? I need my wrench. Put the coolant off to the side. Lime favor, probably? I don't know, I'm not really willing to test it. It's kind of hard to describe the smell. It might just be the, what is it, ethylene glycol that's in this. Yeah, it's ethylene glycol. Alright, let's undo this. Kind of see that a little better. Interesting, I thought I was going to be using my fancy Sony camera for this a bit more, but what you're looking at is iPhone footage, believe it or not. This is software from a company called Elgato. I think it's a Corsair subsidiary. I think they got bought by Corsair. They make this thing called Epoch Cam, and they have a paid version that gives you like better quality and stuff, and I don't know, it's been pretty good to me so far. Golly, this is such a bad spot. It's nice and out of the way, but what's up? Oh, that's being a little frustrating. I can't get that to turn. It's like stuck. It is. Maybe I am turning it the wrong way. Oh yeah, I'm totally turning it the wrong way, I think. Yep, that was the wrong way. I think. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Yeah, let's turn left. I think it might be easier to just pull the whole thing out. Alright, it's coming out. Alright, pull this off. And just unthread this. Of course, it leaks a little bit on my hands. Okay. I don't see anything wrong here. Focus. Okay, we're not going to focus. See anything wrong there? That O-ring doesn't look cut. Might be just the tension of the tube unthreaded it a bit. I'm not sure. Maybe, yeah, like if this was the tube was tweaked one way, it would unscrew it here. I'm guessing that's probably what has happened. Let me pull this off, which is going to be very difficult. Probably very difficult. Okay, I need to turn it that way. Have fun. Thanks for coming. See you later. Man. I'm gonna... Is it like cross-threaded onto there? Like... That is left. Okay. I'm probably gonna recut this. Let me get some channel locks. Not channel locks. Vice grip. These fittings can be a little frustrating. Let's see if we can just rip the tube out of there with a lot of effort. Something's been cross-threaded or something's bad. I've had this happen once before. Okay. Got it out. Jesus. Jesus. There we go. Wow. Unbelievable. Yep, that's not gonna get reused. That's gonna get a new piece. That'll go in my scrap bin, I guess. When I need something shorter than that, I'll just cut the bad part off. Okay. Fresh piece. Alright, what is the best way to deal with this? I'm gonna change the O-ring out just in case anyway. I don't care about it being color matched because you're not going to see it anyway. Black ones. I'll put some grease on there. I have some grease that friendly for this, I think. I don't know where it went. I used to have a little container of grease that would be friendly to this type of problem. Nope, there it is. Just on the metal, make it slide a little easier. Alright, take two. Let's try this again. Still some liquid up there. Okay. Put on the O-rings too. Let me do that. Get a tiny bit. That's just great. Gotta love surface tension. All right. Screw that in all the way. Well, just don't tell anybody about it. Keep a secret. Yeah, that's not... Alright. There. Okay. Wipe my hands off. Don't clip it. Do clip it. I'm actually gonna put some grease on this too, make that slide a little easier. I want to retighten that fitting. I don't like that. Make sure that that's good and tight. Yeah, it was loose. Let's not have that be loose. Oh, that's way loose. What the hell? Okay, that's good and tight. Let me put a little bit of grease on that. Just the end of that tube. Trying to get it on my hands more than I need to. Not like that. You have 4K video evidence. How about that? You can say caught in 4K. Hiding O-rings. Come on. Man, get on there. Now is it on there? It's still not on there. These fittings look really nice, but they can be very difficult to work with. There, I think the thread's finally caught. All right. Alright, that's enough. And then this one. Okay, and then this is all gonna get thrown in the garbage. Put some fresh paper towels there. And we'll give this another try. Wipe that off. Graphics card's nice and dry. No damage. Just needs paper towels. Nothing crazy. Like that. Okay. Now I need a funnel to reload the filling bottle with the partially used coolant. I have a funnel here, but it's not very good. Can't believe I don't have a better funnel. Well, I will be back. One moment, please. Okay. And let's see if we can do this without making a huge mess. Okay. No mess. And let's try this again. That port's still open. This is good and tight. We put that back. That's clearly tight. All right. Okay. That's better. It's not leaking anymore, I don't think. Finish out this bottle. Oh, that kind of just made a mess everywhere. That's okay. Okay, better. Oh. Okay. All right. No leaks from there anymore. Nothing. I think it was just loose. I doubt it was the O-ring. That O-ring didn't look like it was damaged. Oh, sorry. Gimbal's a little squirrely. That looks like it's not leaking. Okay, hold the phone upside down. That's probably not going to work. This works. Holding it sideways. Yep, nothing leaking there. Oh, gimbal gave up. Nope, don't do that. Come on, other way. Other way. There we go. I feel like I've missed the opportunity. I forgot to put a purple plug right there. Maybe I'll do that somehow. I feel like I could probably do that pretty easily. Yeah, this is more of playing with a computer rather than using one, so I definitely understand the sentiment on not wanting to do this. It's also a lot of money, you know, $80, $100 for fans, $80 for the reservoir, and the camera cutout. Hello? I was saying nice things about this software and then it just doesn't want to work. I'll restart it. There we go. You know, $80 for the reservoir, $30 for the bracket, $25 for tubing, probably probably well over $100 for fittings, probably closer to $200. You know, I mean, some of the stuff I got for half price because frozen CPU was going out of business, but you know, normal price, $60 or $70 for the CPU block. This card came with the block on it already from Gigabyte, but you know, $150 to $250 for a block for this. Yeah, it adds up a lot. So I definitely wouldn't blame anyone for not wanting to try to do this. Yeah. Alright. Let's see if I can find a way. Oh, nope, that is leaking still. Goodness, what is up with that? The bottom of the reservoir. I don't think tightening it is really the answer anymore. So we're gonna re-drain some of this. I'm going to goodness, how would I do this? Oh, sorry. Yeah, 3D printing's its own sort of money hole, isn't it? I'm gonna put the plug in the top of that. We're gonna drain this again. Such frustration. Because I believe that is definitely still leaking. Let me just make sure. Let me wipe that off. Make sure that wasn't me pouring poorly. Let that sit for a minute. Shift it around, see if... Maybe it's not leaking, maybe I just poured poorly. Get the UV light. Oh, maybe. Kind of more of a garish purple than a kson purple. I think that was just me pouring poorly. I don't see any more leakage going on down there. Nothing else is leaking, it seems. Let me take the stand off this gimbal. This all seems to be quite leak-free. Oh, doesn't like that. Nothing there. I hope that was just me pouring it poorly. I don't want to reload this. Put this back down. Yeah, at least what I see on the screen versus what I see in real life is pretty close. I mean, this is a really crappy Acer monitor I've got, but, I mean, we can try some comparison. Here's the plush. Of course, the plush is more blue. Oh, got some nonsense on the hair. Better now. But I think the model's a little closer. The you know, what you used on stream's a little closer to this than to the plush. Let's see if I can swap that fitting. I don't know. Let's turn this off. And see if I could take a shortcut here. Not have to redrain this again. clamp that. Let's see if I can get away with that clamped and swap that. Let's see, move this all around. That silver plug right there. Because I think I have one more purple one that I can use. Yep, I got one more purple one. Should have my Allen key. There it is. All right, let's see if clamping that off allows this. No, it's gonna leak a lot, isn't it? What if I do both? Let's grab. I don't know if this has enough pinching force. It probably does. Oh, hell no, no it doesn't. Okay. Just let a little bit of it drain out. Not much of it did because it's clamped off. Put a purple one there. And I need my key. How about that? Have fun at work. As much as can be said about work. Hopefully work's enjoyable for you. Alright, hey, how about that? Color matched. Much better. Take this back out. Turn that on. And I need to put a little more coolant in here. Yeah, I think that was just me pouring poorly because I don't see any coolant puddling right there. So we should be good on that. Put this back. And pull that plug back out. The air locking on that is really frustrating. It's not getting on the board, but it is getting on the fan when that happens. Okay. Little bits of purple stuff everywhere. Alright. Put this pour spout back onto this thing. Alright. See if we can do this without making a huge mess. I'll just go like that. Pour slowly. Okay. A lot of air in there. I have to wait for all that to get out. But I'll put the plug back on. Yeah, just so much air in there. One second. Okay. Wipe all that off. Okay. Now, I don't see any leaks. Just wipe up the spills from earlier. Oh, goodness. A lot longer than I thought this was going to take. That's okay. Look at all that air being purged out of there. That was full when I put the cap on, and it's just tons and tons of air. Put the cap on this. I'll wait till most of the air's out before putting more in. Okay. Put the fan back on. Oops. Come back to that screw later. Okay. Just nothing about this is pleasant. Come on. more screw, I think, for that back one. Well, it's somewhere. Where did I put it? Ah, there it is. Nope, that's still not it. Found it. Here we go. There we go. Now it's going in. Okay, that's good enough. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna declare that leak free. I got nothing going on there. It's all nice and clean. Well, that's from me draining it, but there, better. Yeah, it does look nice. Alright, turn that off. And plug this in somehow. Why did the exposure just do that? Why did the exposure just... What is it doing? I don't have as many manual controls on the phone as I do the mirrorless, but man, what are you doing? Okay, it's all pushed in. I don't have a great way to deal with this. I'm probably just gonna zip tie it back around the other way. I don't really know. Just dumb decisions by some of these power supply makers. I'd rather have a 1-to-1 dealio, and yeah, one of these is not quite right. Might fix that later. Just trying to get the thing built first. Alright, put this down. Let's plug the temperature sensor in. There's a little 2-pin header right there. What's this? That's RGB for the block. There is an RGB header up there. That looks like that might be one over there. LED underscore CPU, but it doesn't look like it is addressable, which is what I need. Yep, that's a 3-pin. Look in the manual, see what all it has. This is a B550 Vision D-P for anyone that's curious. Let's see, connectors. Wow. Apparently the headers for digital LED are up to 5 amps. Oh, that's 60 watts? Oh, it's 5 volts, that'd be 25 watts. And up to 1,000 LEDs. I don't know if that's each or total. Okay, so I am going to need an RGB splitter at some point. Wipe that up at the bottom. Goodness, that kind of just went all over the place when I was trying to fill that. All over everywhere. Not on the board, thankfully, but everywhere else it could have, it did. Alright. So there's one on the bottom of the board? Yeah, there's one down there. So I need to plug in one for the Lian Li fans, one for the block, and then one, I think the case has a header. And I've got two headers, so I need some splitters, which I believe I do have some splitters in the drawer. I think I do. I have this big ugly thing. Let me get OBS back up. I have this big ugly thing. It's meant for 4-pin, but we can use it for 3 instead. Just got to make sure to watch the arrow. Make sure that that's lined up correctly and everything. I've got one pin header. Need a couple more. Might have some stuff in the drawer in my bedroom. I'm having a hard time finding extra pin couplers for that. I guess let's hook that up as much as possible with what I have in front of me. So this should... how long is this? Oh, it's pretty long. That is further than... that's about all the way to the iPhone. Maybe I'll just stick it in through here. Pull it out through the back. And kind of figure that out back there. Oh, I've made a small error. Let's see if I can fix that. Let me turn this all the way around. Pull the power supply out. That's good enough. Oh, this is heavy. Okay, yeah, some of the coolant got all over the place. that peeling feeling. This one too, take that off. Okay. Yeah, that's locked in place. I can't actually pull that out. Not even a little. Okay, so we're gonna, come on, what's the exposure doing? Pull the RGB through there. Yep, that's okay. Yeah, what's up with the exposure? I wonder if I can lock the exposure on this software. Let's see. Let's reverse. I don't think there's anything I can... You can turn the flash on and off, which I don't want. Yeah, it looks like auto exposure. That's unfortunate. Alright, so I've got my cable. Plug it into... Oh no, I can't use that either. It's a... Okay. Well... I need to go look in my bag of tricks for that. Let's just set that off to the side. How about the pump? And then the power connector for the LEDs of the case itself. Let me read the wiring guide for that. One moment. Let's see, what does it say for the case? IO ports function? Let's see. Yeah, let me dig around. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go dig around, see if I have any more splitters for ARGB. Actually, right before that, I'm going to wire in. I'm gonna try. This might be a nasty struggle. Come on, don't do that. Thank you. Oh, that's gonna be so bad. That was a mistake. How am I going to wire that in? Probably with a lot of trouble. Yeah, it's down there, and this has to go in there. Didn't do that in the right order. Let's turn this around and see if that can be fixed. I guess I could run. No, we'll fiddle with that in a minute. Let's turn this all around. That might be easier to get from that side. Let's see if I can. Let's see. What about some needle nose pliers? I should have done this in the right order. Sneak that in there. There's a wire in there that's fighting me. Why did I do this to myself? Let me pull the wires this way. Like that. And then try and sneak it in there. Tell if that's right or wrong. Okay. Yeah, there's no good way to get a camera in there to show this problem, but the connector's on the bottom of the fan. I didn't do this in the right order, so it's gonna be very tricky. Oh, I think I got it. Wow, I'm pretty sure I got that. Use the tweezers to push that up in there a little more. That's in there. Goodness, what a pain. Whew. Wow, okay. Ugh. Alright. One of the... no, both of these need to be fed out of the back somehow. Why did I do this to myself? My goodness. Oh, I guess I could do that. Actually, there's a hole right there that I can get pass through. Okay, there we go. Okay, my goodness. Okay, so that's these fans. And for the pump PWM signal, I think I need an extension. Should have one here somewhere. Those are all 3 pins. I need a 4. That's a reducer extension. I need a regular one. I could have sworn I had a whole pile of things. Okay, that can get out. Oh, what happened to that? That's a splitter. Molex extension, that's still not what I'm looking for. That's a 3-pin. Just picking these out of the drawer. 3-pin. 3-pin. Temperature sensor. How do I know? Oh, you know what? It's probably in the fan drawer. Let's check that. Splitters. Flexes. Come on, I've got to have some 4-pin extensions in here somewhere. There we go. Okay. My goodness. Great content. Alright. This is the PWM signal for the pump, and I don't think... No, that will not reach where it needs to plug in. Not even close. Might plug that. No, actually it might. I don't know. Let's see. Turn this. This is for the CPU. Okay, I need a Molex. Let's grab one of those. Oh, you know, it's already in the case. What am I doing? It's hiding down here. Can I sneak all this out? Yeah, it's all hiding underneath that. That can hide up through this, like that, and then the RPM out underneath this. Just be like that, and plug in right there. One of these two, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Oh, goodness, there's 3 of them there? Wow. Plugging into the first one, I suppose. Coolant kind of went all over the place by the reservoir. It'll be fine, but it is frustrating. This is for the CPU. How about the fan for the side? Pass that out the same hole. Okay. And that'll get plugged into the next header. There. Huh. Missed a piece of plastic on the graphics card whenever I bought that brand new. Okay, so that's the Leon Lee's plugged in. I have to figure out the LED situation for that. How am I gonna do that? Should be a cable that got included to convert it. There it is. One of these little things. That. Just I think these are called JST connectors. I wish they'd just use these on boards or something like this. This is a whole lot better than that. But alas, they don't. And I've got 3 things to plug in, I believe, that need the header. The CPU block, these fans. These fans are controlled, the ones up there are controlled by this thermal-take box. That whole spaghetti mess right there. Isn't there one other thing I need? Oh, maybe not. That might be it. Maybe I'll just get away with two. Man, there's coolant everywhere. I know I keep saying that, but there's little bits of it all over these fans. That's not gonna hurt it, but it is annoying. Ah! Insert Callie scream here. Alright, I guess I'll just plug the CPU one into the one closer to the CPU. I think there is a pass-through. Oh, of course not. No, there's not. Gets plugged in right there. God, I hate that connector so much. It doesn't click in, it's just hopes and dreams. Why did someone pick that connector type? What else? Oh, the case. The case was the third thing. Aha, okay. Yep, that makes sense. And the case doesn't seem to have a pass-through connector, which is less than helpful. I didn't see it in the manual, so I actually do need a splitter or some sort of coupler. Why did we do it this way? Okay, alright, I will be back. I'm going to go check, see if I can find a splitter. Okay, might have found something that may work. I found a tiny RGB standalone controller with all of the couplers, and we'll see if I can take those off. Should be removable. Borrow them for my dumb splitter. Seem to be pretty well stuck in there though. They glue these things in there? Maybe. No, I think it's glued in there. Okay, well. Well, yeah, they're glued in there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This might have to wait for another day. I don't... Unless I can use this... It's just like a pass-through, maybe? No, I think I'm going to do this the right way. I think I'm going to order the right splitter and just do it all the right way. Let me bundle this back up and set it down. Why can't they just give me 3 headers on the board? Just 2. Or the case come with splitters so I can plug these 2 together. I've had plenty of Fantex cases, and Fantex has a header for the case, but usually has a daisy chain connector. Like this is a male connector, I think. It'll also have a female connector to daisy chain the case to other lights, but this one doesn't have it. I could make my own splitter. That would be interesting. Maybe I have the right stuff to do that. Let me see. It's certainly a possibility. Let's see, that's a 3-pin JST. Yeah, I do have the correct connectors to do this. Make my own splitter. It's going to be ugly, but it will work. Do I want to go through all of that effort, though? Could do that. I just... How much does a splitter cost? I might just go buy one. ARGB splitter. for about $10. How would that look if I built my own splitter? I don't know. Any thoughts on the chat? Let me know what you think. Should I try and make my own? Because I don't really have a good way to deal with this, I don't think, with what I have in my box of tricks. Just reading the manual for the board, just make sure I haven't missed that there might be a third connector somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, they have 3 analog RGB and 2 digital on this entire board. That's disappointing. Well, how much did I pay for those JST couplers? I bought several of them from AliExpress a whole bunch of years ago. Let's see, JST AliExpress. What did I pay for that? Why does this search suck so bad? AliExpress. JST 3-pin. They seem to be extremely cheap. 50 pairs of 3-pin is $1.32 with free shipping. I think I'm just going to make my own splitter. That seems to be the much better decision. Yeah, let's do that. So unplug this and that. And let's turn this around. About to eat the cables. All right. All right. So we're gonna take. I'm probably gonna do triple. I'll do. Where is it? So the let's see, zoom in. These plug into like the fan, and then this gets plugged into something like this and plugs into the motherboard. So I'm going to put 3 of these on here. We're not running a ton of LEDs, so I'm fairly confident that we won't be drawing too much power. So I'm going to put all this together somehow. Let me get my soldering iron out. Bet you didn't think this was going to be a soldering stream, did you? Turn the soldering iron on. Okay. And might need some flux. Maybe if it decides to be uncooperative, we'll need flux. And some wire strippers. Okay. And some heat shrink tubing. There we go. I'm gonna strip all these a good bit more. That did not work super great. The tension on this is too high. That's okay. That'll be fine. Wiring is not high quality, but it doesn't need to do a whole lot, I suppose. Minimum tension. Oop. Need a little more tension than that. Oh, is it now working correctly? Use this one a whole lot. bind all these together. Just tying all these together. Ugh, this is not very nice wire. Well, it was super, super cheap, so I guess I don't have much of an expectation there. So kind of like that. And then tie it together the other way too. Guess the shortest one would be white. Might just have to solder this live, so to speak. I guess that can work. Okay, and then this somehow needs to get soldered to that. Goodness, okay. All right, turn this up to 350C, which is probably too hot, but it'll be fine. Oh, we'll use green heat shrink tubing. I don't have any. Well, I do have white heat shrink tubing, but it's not handy at the moment. Not that any of this is going to get seen. Oh, like that. Yeah, that all needs to get trimmed. Too long. Still too long. That can work. good. Oop. That's not exactly staying together, is it? I'll just put some solder on that. Okay. Oof, yeah, that's not good. Okay. Put a little bit of flux on there. Try this one more time. It's not pretty, but then again, it wasn't pretty in the first place. The green wire's way too long. Let's fix that. It's all bunched up when I try to do anything with it. Better now. Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty, but that's okay. Green one shrank a little bit. Wire got too hot. I might be able to get that to work. Let's fix the red one. Yes, I know. Why are you beeping at me? No. Stay at 350, please. Thank you. Come on. Okay. So I'm gonna go. Actually, I have the equipment here. Well, let's turn the soldering iron off and set that aside. Let that cool off a bit. Put some of this away. I don't need it anymore. Throw out all these clippings. And close this. Come on, close. There. Sorry, that's really loud. And then drag this thing out. Plug it in. Sorry, lights like to flicker when I use this thing. Looks pretty good. Oop. Tip fell off. That's okay. Unplug this. Put it back under the desk. Okay. How did we do? The stream certainly has gone on for quite a while. There we go. It's just 3 outputs, 1 input. And then for that, you get this and stick it on the end. Like that. So you got motherboard to JST, 3 of them. And, well, 50 pairs of this costs $2, and a prefab splitter from Amazon's 10, so this is ugly, but no one's going to see it. It's going to go in the back of the case, and it will do its job. So here's the Lian Li fan header. Plug that in there. The header for the case itself. Plug that in there, like that. And then we'll feed this. Probably, I don't know, let's see what works best. Maybe we'll do it at the bottom of the case. There's a header all the way at the bottom. I think that's probably the most out of the way to do it. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Ah, it's way over there. Okay. So it is like straight through that way. See if we can snake this through there. Ah, finger stuck. Okay. Come on, get through there. Okay. And then this goes through a hole that's straight through that. Do see it on the other side. This is just gonna go like that, I think. Stick it through like that. Hide it behind that lip. And I do have one extra connector for a third thing if I decide to put that in there. It ain't pretty, but it'll work. Oh, and then I need a SATA extension. Golly, why'd they make this so short? This is to power the LEDs for the case, believe it or not. And they've made it this short. I really don't want to put another cable into the power supply. Let's see if I have an extension. I have a big overgrown splitter. Do I have... Oh, I know what I have. I have in here somewhere... Yeah, here we go. I have one of these things. Molex to SATA. As much as I don't like the use of this, is one of the not fire-prone ones. The fire-prone ones are molded. These are crimped. You can see through the end. Basically, if you can disassemble the cable, pull these out, those are the good ones. The ones that are molded into the plastic, those are the ones that love to catch on fire. You can search YouTube on that, Molex to SATA converter fires, and there's at least one or two good explanations of how and why that's happening. You thought the whole 16-pin NVIDIA thing was a new problem. Not the same problem, but definitely have had other occasions in computer history where we've made bad decisions. Just put some of these cables away. I guess that fits okay. Yep, and let's just figure this out somehow. I have to pull all this junk back out, aren't I? Yep. And then the Molex is hidden down here. Yep. Of course, they could put Molex on and SATA on the same connector. So, yep. This goes like that. And then, can I hide that in there? Semi-okay. I think I can. Hide the extra one down there. And fold this back around. Like that. Stick it down there. No Molex centipedes in this case. Not doing that. Stick all this behind that. Hide that down there. And then that goes like that. I think that's everything. That's all the LEDs wired up. All of the fans are wired up, I believe. Yep, they're wired up. Pump's wired up. Pump's wired up. I don't know. Let's see if this runs. Turn this around. I'm gonna grab a network cable. Oops, sorry. Let's grab a network cable, and hopefully I can remote desktop into this thing. I don't have enough room for another monitor on the desk. Yeah, we're gonna do a smoke test. You know it. Plug this in there. I believe that's the Intel NIC. This thing actually has 2.5 gig NICs on the board, which made me very happy when I was looking for something to buy in the customer returns bin over at Micro Center. Let's see if I can pull this through without knocking the phone down. There. Plug this into the switch. Okay, and plug the power in somehow. Ooh, too short. Let's see if I can unthread this a bit. Okay, got the cable wrapped behind the case. Plug it in. And nothing caught on fire yet. What I might do... Let's see, can I steal the HDMI cable off of the Sony camera? Okay, and then let's take this and transform, and let's see if it catches on fire. Ooh. RGB puke. I don't know why I don't have RGB on the fans. You can see it's booting up in the lower right corner. I'll have to double check what's going on with that. Well, it's not leaking, it's on. Let me see if I can remote desktop into that machine. Looks like I can. Thinking about it. We're gonna... Oh, nope, it finally did. There we go. It took a while for the networking to come up. Let's see. Oh, well. The RGB on the graphics card is going a little crazy. Did it reboot? Maybe that's not in all the way. Maybe not. Push it in. Okay. What's up with the flashing? Maybe that's the leak detector going off? Yep. Let's Google. Got some stuff on there, but should clear that error. That's a new one to me. Let's cut 9E. Gigabyte. Post 9E. Oh. Let's turn off with the power supply. Huh. I don't know what that is. That is F3 9E. TPM error code. I mean, I don't care about the TPM. There is a... What's that? O Flash Plus? That's probably to flash it out of band. Can I get... Oh, I know why the LEDs aren't working. Not plugged in. Got to plug it in. The header for that is right there. Okay. There we go. Oh, now the fans work. It's an improvement. But the graphics card's still flashing. I did wipe all that up, and none of it got into the card. Wipe it a little more. Unplug and plug back in. One of the cables on the power supply come loose. It's a possibility. it's in. Better now. Okay. I don't know what was up with that. Just unplugged it, plugged it back in. Posted. You can see in the bottom right on the stream, I believe. Okay. And see if I can remote desktop into it. Maybe set up the RGB to work correctly. Turn off the lights. Oh, there you go. That looks kind of neat. Can I... There we go. Yeah, I need to put some fans down here, I think. What do y'all think? Maybe get some of the 120mm versions of those Leon Lees and stick them down here. I think that'd probably fill that out a bit better. Okay, it logged in. And let's see, the Aorus. I think I've got the stupid Aorus byte thing. No, I need to go. Utilities. RGB Fusion? Is that what the thing is? I guess I could install the whole control center. I don't know if I should do that. I guess I can get rid of Armory Crate because this is not a Asus system anymore, and there are no Asus components in here anymore. Remove all that. So much junk. Uninstall. Okay. Let's try installing the Gigabyte dealio. Hopefully it's not as bad as whatever the stuff that comes with the normal gamer boards, because this is not a gamer board. This is like their creative professional board, I suppose. 700 megabytes for the motherboard software. Goodness. Which one to bet I'm going to have to install a separate piece of software for the Gigabyte graphics cards RGB, because the one for the motherboard won't be good enough to control that too. Yeah, the case is doing RGB puke at the moment. See it in the bottom right corner down there. It's got a bar across the front, you can see. Oh good, it's restarting the computer without my consent. Excellent. Good job, Gigabyte. Oh, and it's doing this whole flashing thing. What the hell is going on? Maybe I should update the BIOS on this thing? I don't know what. Yeah, it's boot looping. Is it boot looping? Yeah, that's some weirdness. Okay. Off. That's a weird thing with Aorus. I don't know. Hopefully there's a fix for that. I've never had it do that before. It's not doing it now. Yep. Batteries for the microphone are going in the garbage after this stream. I don't think I'm gonna get another stream out of it. What are you doing? Maybe one of the cables I didn't crimp it right? I don't know. That, and I'm puzzled by the RGB on the fans being on with the case, with the computer off. That's a little odd. That's Gigabyte idiosyncrasy. I think it's something with the crimp on that connector that's not quite good. No, don't do it that way. That way. Yeah, having minor problems. I don't know why the graphics card's being so cranky. Yeah, all of that looks right. Again. It's just too much sag, maybe? I don't know. No, it's not sag. What in the world? Yeah, it's like the leak protection on the FUTs. I don't know Oh, oh no, oh, if that's it, that's disgusting. It could be the ring contacting the leak detector thing. Oh, that would be nasty if that's what it was. Let me try backing that off a bit. See if that rectifies the problem. Golly, if that's it, Gigabyte, you idiots. If that's the problem. Back this off a bit. Okay, now that just leaks. Well, that's no good. The exact thing we're trying to prevent. Nope. Yeah, it's stupid leak detection shit. Now, let me mute my microphone and try and blow that out a bit. Okay, it's not blinking anymore. No, pump's moving. Just the graphics card's built-in anti-leak shit thinks that it's leaking all over the place, which it might have at one point, but it's not doing that anymore. So it's time for it to work. This thing one more time. Okay, it's not doing it now. Yeah, there's little metal rings around the fittings that, like, if fluid contacts them at all, it just like freaks the hell out, apparently. Okay. Which, you know, good, I suppose, but it also leaves the machine on, so I limited usefulness, maybe? I don't know. Alright, it's back. Let's see if we can RDP into this. Maybe get the RGB actually working right. It looks like it. I'm only going to turn it on for a second. I have this electric air duster made by Atenge, I guess how you say it. A-T-E-N-G-E. Got it from AliExpress. And I just blew out any possible residue from underneath this fitting that was hitting the leak detector there, and that seems to have solved it. So now the machine's working again. It's in the upper right corner, just the what's outputting on HDMI. For privacy reasons, I'm not gonna pass through what's actually going on. But I'm trying to install the RGB drivers to see if I can set this to be purple. That'd be nice. Go along with the whole theme. That'd be great. Oh. Well, apparently installing a 700 megabyte driver wasn't good enough. Install other stuff. Or is it just loading? No. It says, please install this program on... And then if I click updates, it actually has like the gigabyte MB RGB tool. I'm gonna guess that's for the controller built into the board, and then VGA tool. I guess I can show a little bit of this. I'll just manually point it at the screen there. Yep, gotta get the thermal take stuff. You know it. So you might be able to see that. You need all this other stuff because the 700 gigabyte control center wasn't good enough. So I guess we'll install that. Oh, good test here on the English. Need close GCC program space exclamation point. It's almost like they can't hire English speakers. I also need to push all the buttons on the side of this too. There we go. Now the case is following the RGB signal coming out of RGB fusion. I just need a single color, please. Oh, okay. There we go. That's kind of nice. Max brightness. Yeah. And turn the light back off. Starting to get there. Shade of purple's not quite right. Like that? How does that look on the camera? Yeah. How about that? Oh man, that looks nice. Now we gotta go get, yep, we gotta go get thermal takes software to control those fans. The one downside of them, thermal take, tough fan software. Was this TT RGB Plus? Is that what this is? Okay, can I get the software? Can I get a download? Yeah, downloads. Drivers and software, TT RGB Plus software. Can't fault them too much. They seem to update their software pretty frequently. It's September 26th for the latest version. How big is this? 150 megabytes just for dang LEDs. How about with the side panel on? Obviously this is not completely done yet, but those cables fight with it a good bit. I'll definitely have to keep it screwed in. I'm going to put that screw in right now so I don't have this come crashing off the side of the case. Alright, here's the screw. Get my screwdriver and screw that in. That is the right screw, right? Yeah. Alright, now it won't fall off. Yeah, I might take you up on that with the thermaltake stuff. Yeah, the liquid from when I hot swapped that one cap right there, it did kind of go all over the place, and I think it got trapped under the fitting next to it, which you can't see it, but there's a metal ring underneath it too that somehow they're doing liquid detection. So I think that's hopefully all that really was. You know, none of it got on the circuit board, so like there's no damage here, but yeah, the protection circuitry definitely seems to have kicked in. Alright, let's see about that thermaltake stuff. Who has the better RGB? So far the Aura stuff seems pretty easy. Yeah, the cables are running into the glass, I think is... You can't really see it, I don't... No, you can. I think that's why I have to keep it screwed in, because the cables are kind of pushing on the glass. The block is not. That's not touching the glass. Okay, got a controller. And... oh, I guess you have to tell it what fans you have. Okay. Well, I have tough fan RGB on 1, 2, and 3. And... save. Static. And what was the color I had on Gigabyte? 84.6.248. 84. Oh, come on. 84. 6. 248. Okay. $84. Why don't you work? Select all? That's probably what I have to do. Nope, that isn't it either. Select all. Single color, static. 84. Oh, this software is bad. I wonder why people complain about RGB software so damn much. Okay, I don't want a pattern. I want I want the whole damn thing set that way. Why are you like this? Why? There we go. Holy smokes. Okay, that's more of a blue. Bro, this software is so bad. It's really, really bad. How close does that look? You have to select all, change the color, and then push apply. I don't know how close that is. Select. Trying to get it to sort of match. And of course the Leon Lee fans are a totally other color. Gotta love that. Let's see, how does that look in OBS? I don't know, I guess that looks okay. It is what it is. Maybe I'll separately control the Leon Lee fans somehow. I don't know. The graphics card and the CPU block, at least in real life, look pretty close. Like the fans up here, that and that all look pretty close, but that over there looks kind of more blue. I don't know. Actually, let's get the UV up. Where are we? I don't think that's really gonna do a whole lot. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with the UV light. You can see what the reservoir looks with UV directly on it. Actually looks kind of opaque. It would light up the cables a bit. Yeah, it works through the glass. You really see it light up the green PCB. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. Maybe I could turn down the thermal take fans just a little bit on the brightness. Let's see if that's even possible. Somehow I'm going to think... Oh no, there is. Okay. Select all. I guess, yeah, that does work. Okay. That looks a little closer. I don't know. What do you think? not so bright. I'm probably not gonna want them super bright anyway. It's not harsh anymore, at least. I don't know. Let's see what temperatures we're getting. Let's do. Do I have Cinebench on here still? I don't think I do. Let me go grab Cinebench. Let's at least see if my thermal paste is on there, you know, reasonably okay. Let me get the front panel. Put that on too. Let's see what the front looks like. Kind of looks like that. Just waiting on Cinebench here. Oh, Vaughn, you weren't here earlier, but turns out the squeeze bottle bit actually fits on the mod water container, so I didn't even have to technically use the bottle. Alright, got Cinebench starting. Man, I don't even have HW monitor on here. What is wrong with me? Should be a monitor. Oh, actually, hold on. I'm dumb. I don't need to do that on the test bench. I need to do it on the built computer. Yeah, okay. This one has Cinebench. The thermal paste application seems bad. Or the fans aren't running very much. Let's check what Thermaltake's doing. Maybe it's just running the fans too low. How do you adjust? Here we go, fan speed. Oh, they're just off. What? Why? How do you... Yeah, they're actually stopped. Why do we have... Goodness, what are we doing? No, stop, Cinebench. Don't cook the machine. Why? Why is it all 0? Why are the fans all at... Is there... forget to plug it in? Could be. Alright, let's check that. That might have gotten forgotten. Let's, yeah, that thing's cooking. Alright. Of course, this is just not going to slide very well at all. No, it's plugged in. Why do the fans not turn? Oh, now they turn. Oh, one of them. No, all of them are. What the hell, Thermaltake? Vaughn, did you have this problem where just the fans just didn't want to turn? At one point? Yeah, now they're actually turning. What is up with that? Now we're dumping heat out the top. There we go. Bro, that is weird. These are good fans, but man, the supporting software is not. So much junk on this. To clean it when I'm all done. Yeah, it's not, temperature's quite bad. I probably have some not great thermal paste application on the CPU. I don't know, it's a little bit lower now. I don't know what I was getting before is the problem. It's good enough for the moment, I suppose. How about, do I have a graphics test? I probably don't. Yeah, I don't know. This software is dubious. Dubious at best. I am not a fan. Jokes included and fine. But they are working now. I have them going at about 1300 RPM. So that's good. With Cinebench core package temperature for the CPUs at 81. I don't remember if that's good, bad, or not. It's probably bad, but I may not have done performance tuning on this board yet. So there might be some more performance to have. What is Cinebench actually getting? If I just run one run of Cinebench, what score do I get? I get 15,600 on R23. Anybody have any Cinebench or R23 scores I want to throw in the chat just for comparison with what CPU you have? I don't remember if this is good or bad for that. I suppose I could maybe do a CPU test with oh, what's it called? Like PC Mark. Maybe I'll do that later. Actually, that's a good point. Well, thankfully, it looks like the purple coolant matches the purple on the side. So, I guess good job, mod by mods. Your coolant is spot on for what I was looking for. I guess I'll have to plug the thermal probes in at some point. I don't really feel like doing that right now. I've been going at this for 4 hours, so I think I'm probably going to end it here. I don't know if I'm going to do more streams of this. I do want to get some fans for the bottom of the case, maybe some more of those Lianli AF. Well, those are 140s back there. Get some 120s. Fill out the bottom to get some more lighting from underneath. I don't know, what does that look like in the dark? Yeah, it just looks kind of bare down there. It would be nice to light that up a little better. Wish I could kind of turn off the post debug. Maybe I could put a piece of tape over it for when I don't need it, just to hide the red LEDs there. But yeah. Let's see. Just check the other tabs. Alright, yeah, I'm probably gonna end it here. Thanks all for coming. I'm not sure if I'll revisit this again on stream, a video, I don't know. I'm reasonably happy with it. Some of the wiring stuff needs a little bit of work. Some of the first ones I did left some to be desired, like you see that one where it's not all the way in the heat shrink. I might do some stuff to try and fix that. And yeah, get some fans, you know, tidy some stuff up, get the thermal probes hooked up and all that. But yeah, it's not leaking anymore. We're all good. I don't think it was an O-ring in the upper left. I think it was just the thing had come untwisted from the tension of the tube. So yeah, we did a little bit of soldering on the stream to get that ARGB splitter working. You can clearly see it works. The splitter is controlling the CPU RGB. CPU is just plugged directly into the board. but the fans on the right and I'm trying to remember what the case itself are plugged into the DIY ARGB splitter I made on the stream with soldering iron. It's less than a tenth of the cost of buying a splitter, and it did the job just fine. Sometimes you just have to get your hands a little dirty. Alright, I'm going to give about 30 seconds because there's a pretty large delay, I believe, between OBS and YouTube, and then the stream will end. Thanks all for coming. Have a good night.